If you're looking for odds and predictions on UFC 234, you've came to the right place. I'm Mike of Fights with Friends, and let's get it on! The co-main event, the Spider, Anderson Silva, one of the greatest middleweights of all time, facing the Last Stylebender, the man who says he is the younger version of Anderson Silva. Anderson Silva, as of late, has not been particularly active. He's 43 years old. That's a big number. He's 14 years older than his opponent. He's coming off a decision victory over Derek Brunson. The common opponent between these two, both of their last opponents were Derek Brunson. Anderson Silva went the distance. Israel Adesanya knocked him out in the first round. Before that, Anderson Silva actually had lost 5 fights in a row, four out of 5. Twice to Chris. Once you could say he was goofing off against Weidman when he got caught. Maybe a bit fluky. And then the crazy thing with his leg. Came back, beat Nick Diaz in a contest that was overturned after a failed USADA test. Then fight of the night with Michael Bisping in a fight I actually had him winning. I thought he knocked Michael Bisping out twice during the fight. But that's not the way the judges saw it. They gave it to Bisping. And then a short notice fight against Daniel Cormier. I mean, that was a very tough draw for him, and Cormier just wrestled him. And then to come out with a victory over wrestler was good to see for Anderson Silva. But the Last Stylebender, like I said, he's much younger. He's got a kickboxing background, which makes me less worried about the fact that he hasn't really fought a good striker in the UFC. Now, one thing that was very interesting, Israel Adesanya seemed very perturbed by the fact that Anderson Silva is bringing in a kickboxing fighter. He's bringing in Alex Pereira, who beat Israel Adesanya once in 2016, once in 2017, the last time by knockout. Israel Adesanya seemed very perturbed, said, I don't know what the F he thinks he's going to learn from this, and kind of made some excuses for his losses there in Glory. So it really did seem to me that it got under the skin of Israel Adesanya. Now, if you're looking for reasons for Anderson Silva to win this fight, you got Rob Wilkinson, a nobody. Marvin Vettori, split decision. He could have easily lost that fight. Vettori had a couple of takedowns against him, and he has gotten better since then. Rob Wilkinson took him down 3 times, actually. And then his takedown defense has gotten better every time since. Brad Tavares taking him down just once in a fight that I said was going to be a huge test for Adesanya. He came through in flying colors on that one. And then, of course, just spectacular performance against Derek Brunson. This is going to be a hard draw for Anderson Silva. But if you're looking for reasons for Anderson Silva to win, like I said, Anderson Silva does not necessarily like to initiate. Anderson Silva likes to lay back. He likes to see you swing first. And he likes to wait to counter. Now, in the last fight that Israel Adesanya was in, he was the aggressor the entire time. He never waited for Derek Brunson to come and strike. Now, of course, Derek Brunson, he was going for takedowns. It was a much different style, so maybe the style bender will bend to the style of Anderson Silva. We will see. If both of them stand back and become counterpunchers, we could actually get a little bit of a snooze fest for a while. I don't think that's what's going to happen. I think Israel Adesanya is going to come forward And I think that's going to give Anderson Silva hope. I think it's going to give him openings to strike, but which eventually I think will become Anderson Silva's demise, though. I think in a 5-round fight, I think they both land big shots, but I think Adesanya actually finishes Anderson Silva. I have him knocking out Anderson Silva in the 3rd round. Let's go to the main event. The champion, Robert Whittaker, versus the challenger, Kelvin Gastelum. The big thing usually that jumps out with all Kelvin Gastelum opponents is the reach. Robert Whittaker doesn't have a huge reach compared to Kelvin, though. There's only a 2-inch reach advantage here. 4 inches in the legs, which is going to be very big because both of these guys use a lot of kicks. Kelvin Gastelum is very good at making his opponent come within range. He's very good at finding the range for the reach that he has. You've seen that in the fight against Michael Bisping. He made Michael Bisping reach like, oh, I'm not here yet. I'm not here yet. Because Gastelum has such good footwork. It makes it seem like he has longer reach. It makes it seem like he's further away from you than he actually is. So he'll allow someone to come in and then make some head movements, make some footwork adjustments, and then counter. And that's what he did to Bisping in that fight. I don't think he's going to knock Robert Whittaker out. Robert Whittaker's coming off 2 huge battles with Yoel Romero, who I still believe, and I know this is going to sound funky, and this is going to sound like a cop, but I still believe Yoel Romero is the best middleweight in the middleweight division. I think he won both fights, especially the last fight. That does not really pertain to this match, though. Both of those fights were close enough that you could give them to Whittaker. It's not a complete robbery. Now remember, Robert Whittaker fought Yoel Romero for a lot of that last fight with a broken hand. What is Kelvin Gastelum going to do to Robert Whittaker that Yoel Romero doesn't do better? And my answer on this is almost nothing. So here's Kelvin Gastelum's game plan. If he's going to win this, he's going to win this by being very quick, using his footwork, and landing, just pop-shotting Robert Whittaker. Unfortunately for Kelvin Gastelum, Robert Whittaker also has a similar style. He actually lands 25% more strikes per minute. And that's pretty big, being that he just went against, like I said, Yoel Romero. The takedown defense is absolutely superb on Whittaker, 84%. And like I said, if he could handle Yoel Romero in that, he's going to have an easy time, I think, as far as the takedowns with Kelvin Gastelum. Now, Gastelum is going to try to get him into kind of a striking match, maybe distract him, then maybe go for some takedowns. Robert Whittaker's takedowns, of course, almost non-existent. He doesn't go for them very often. I just think he outstrikes Kelvin Gastelum. If he doesn't finish him, I think either a late finish or a unanimous decision win by Robert Whittaker. I really have a hard time, honestly, seeing Kelvin Gastelum win a round in this fight. And I don't think he has the power to stop Whittaker. As good as Kelvin Gastelum is, I just don't see a path to victory for Kelvin Gastelum. That's why I'm going to take Robert Whittaker by unanimous decision, but it could be a late stoppage. Let me know what you guys think down there below, though. Hit that like button if you like what I do here. If you'd like to join our community and get notified every time I post a video or go live, please hit that subscribe button, ring that bell. Tomorrow I will start streaming at 5 p.m. Pacific, 8 p.m. Eastern, the start of the ESPN card. Until then, as always, I love you, I respect you, and I'll see your fine asses later.